Do you do like ASMR?
Today we're gonna be
Give like a heartfelt speech to people.
Today we're going to be talking about self-worth, self-love, self-care, why you deserve to be happy.
And to be self-satisfied.
You deserve love.
Kindness.
Joy.
Fulfillment.
Satisfaction.
Compassion.
Safety.
Erections.
All you've got to do is open up your heart and let it in.
Open up your third eye and be ready to embrace the warmth. Do you feel it? Do you feel the love? The passion? Compassion? My ration? With erections?
Modern fashion.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, never mind.
All right, well, we're coming on.
What were you saying?
Well, we're back.
Look. Before you start, I have to come clean on something really quick, if that's okay.
Okay.
Where to start? Where to begin? Where to start? Where does it end? Dude, I think I might have herpes. All right, go ahead.
Well, last episode, probably worst episode. Don't listen to it.
Hasn't been uploaded yet.
We're watching. We're continuing our series documenting the downfall of humanity. I don't know if you saw the numbers, but the war keeps going on. The census data is coming out from China. They are going to be looking at a demographic collapse somewhere between 2030 and 2050. They're going to be losing 40% of their population. We're going to be in a similar situation, not far behind them, as our generation, millennials, and the people a little bit older than us and younger than us are not having kids. And this creates a spiral where there's less bachelors and bachelorettes out there, which means that's a downward spiral, because that means each generation is going to have less and less kids, and so the population is going to keep declining and declining, in a downward fashion. That's not sustainable. And we don't know how markets can cope with like some sort of non-consumption model where they're shrinking. Markets are shrinking, not growing. Up until now, China's population was exploding. Africa's.
It doesn't even do well in stagnant markets, let alone decreasing markets.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so we don't have a lot of time. And
look, I'm going to just do my part and just start having unprotected sex as much as possible. I'm looking up to my hero, Elon. I'm going to be buying $10, $20 worth of Ethereum, Bitcoin every now and then, going in low, selling high. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be...
wise, very wise.
Yeah, I'm going to be working out more so I can be more virile, keep my erections harder, longer, faster.
Are you going to be planting beans in your backyard?
If by planting beans you mean planting my seed in women's pussies, yes, that is on the agenda. I'm going to have the children learn agriculture, because everybody knows the next generation of adults will be of slightly higher IQ, so they can teach me a thing or two on how to harvest and how to further save humanity. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know about you.
Hunter Biden's phone leaks. Have you seen
his cock?
More pictures of his cock, more than we've already seen.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. He's got a big dick.
He's got a swanger, and
he's got a huge cock.
He's living his best life out there.
Yeah, for sure.
He's fucking whores. He's
doing coke.
He's
crack.
doing crack. Yeah, doing drugs, having sex with prostitutes
at my expense,
and just picking up bags of money for his dad.
Is it at our expense?
Yeah, because Biden's selling his influence. He sold a bunch of the reserve oil to some Chinese company that Hunter Biden is invested in. So yeah,
I got pulled over today.
Damn, my taillights went out the other night and I got pulled over.
I got pulled out from a no front license plate, and my registration's out. I completely forgot about that. My fault. But the front license plate thing was kind of gay.
Damn. That's tough.
It's
But
annoying.
yeah. Is society collapsing? Do you feel like we don't have much time left? Or should we just keep going? Just live one day at a time?
No, I think we're going to be fine, dude. And let me tell you why. The next generation will not know a life of luxury. They won't know what they're missing. It's really up to us now to fix it, because we kind of know how life is supposed to be.
The old world? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sick, pretty nice. Didn't have to worry about rising wars with Russia and China.
Well, the global network, the global economic network that we created is now breaking down, and it was
never sustainable.
It made things super cheap.
That's
but
why
yeah.
I did the Abraham Accords, made deals where I ran, and this is why I tried to solve and make peace, get us out of those French climate deals. They were no good.
Oh, is Trump the man we need to fix this?
Probably, yeah.
All right, Trump 2024.
Absolutely.
Is the pod officially endorsing him? I mean,
am.
I can't personally because I don't respect the office.
Oh, presidency? Yeah, neither
in
do
that
I.
sense.
Yeah.
But
What about Dave Smith? Let's get Dave Smith in there.
Dave Smith, yeah, he's a pro-life libertarian.
He's based as fuck.
He
talked about Yemen when no one else would.
What was going
Many
on over
times.
there?
Many times.
What happened?
Just talking about how we could stop that war with a phone call, essentially, or any war for that matter.
That was Obama's deal, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
One time that he was on, I think he was like on a television show, and he would keep talking about the war in Yemen. And they're like, okay, we need to stop talking about Yemen. He's like, all right, no worries. And he started talking about another war. I think it was like talking about Somalia. He's like, anyway, there's a war in Somalia. I don't know which country it was besides Yemen, but I wouldn't mind having him in presidential office. Oh, he's a comic too, so he's funny.
He's a comedian. Yeah, that's what we need. Like we've had an entertainer. I feel like we need a comedian. That kind of chaotic good.
Yeah, with Joe Rogan as secretary, or Michael Malice as secretary.
Yeah, Michael Malice is Secretary of Defense.
Oh yeah.
No.
Can he serve office if he's from Ukraine?
I think you can be in the cabinet.
Oh, nice.
Even if you just can't be president if you're not born in the U.S.
Obama.
Yeah.
Is there substantial evidence to suggest that he's not from the U.S.?
I don't know
Do we
about
care?
that. I don't even care.
I don't either.
His presidency's over, dude.
Yeah.
And Biden, the Democrats are about to get schmacked. They're going to lose power hard. The right wing is on the rise.
No, I think...
Oh, and with the population decline, I was thinking maybe this is how we get to the Handmaid's Tale. Where it's like, okay, now the right-wing authoritarian government is going to force pregnancy on women in order to stave off the coming population
they're doing
collapse.
it now.
It's going to be
forcing women to carry babies.
White women. Yeah, and this is the precedent for it. The overturning of Roe v. Wade, and then the Trump in a second at the end of his second term, he's going to institute the
nationwide ban,
forced breeding.
Oh,
protocols.
No, that was Ron DeSantis' deal. It's supposed to be Trump nationwide bans abortion, and then Ron DeSantis comes into power.
Oh, right, yeah, 2028.
And he does the fully forced monogamy deal.
Forced monogamy,
with Jordan Peterson as the secretary.
We're going to have Google create algorithmic pairings for people based on...
What if it actually worked really well? They wouldn't, right?
Then the futuristic Hollywood will make a movie about a biopic about the women that were abused and forced to
do that in Black Mirror, where there's like an algorithm that matches you perfectly with somebody?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. you kind of go into a simulation and date, and it finds you like some sort of scientific match or something
Would you try it?
based on your
Would you
mind
try
or
it?
whatever.
Would you do
Yeah, sure. It's just like
dating?
Yeah, you're trying to. The algorithm of your genes is seeing if they interacts with the algorithm of their genes or whatever. You know. But I did think about that with like, abortion. The right wing is on the rise. Are we headed towards Handmaid's Tale territory?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think the political pressure. I don't think they'll ever be aligned like that. Where
They can't even stand up for things they already fucking platform.
Exactly.
They don't already do that.
How are they gonna?
They're the most worthless party to ever exist.
They can barely do the things that they promise. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
Dude,
like, how are they going to go even further?
Republicans now are Democrats in the 90s.
Yeah. They're like, we're not overturning that gay decision that legalized gay marriage.
No.
And so they pretty much just rolled over on that one.
So you do think the Democrats have gone too far left?
Oh, I mean, the wokesters and whatnot.
I don't think they have, but I do think they platform a lot of fringe ideas. And I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they think like this is going to be I feel like they're just the Democrats are the party of the people that are like too online.
Yeah.
And so like they follow like internet trends when like really their old voting base like during the Clinton era and a little bit before that was like blue collar workers. Era. Yeah. They're even losing minorities, so it's kind of like
I love how they felt entitled to them to begin with. It just kind of...
Oh, yeah, they just expect the black vote and the Hispanic vote.
It just kind of reeks of old Dixiecratic ideology.
There was some book that was written in the early 2000s about how, like, as, like, the Latino and black population grows, like, the Democratic Party was just going to be, like, have an unbeatable coalition of voters at some point in the future, like a few decades.
Yeah.
But now that's just seemingly not the case. Because like all those minorities aren't as stable a voting bloc as they thought. Like they will flip on Democrats if they're I guess they're not liking what they're seeing. I guess it's culture war stuff mostly.
Well, think about it. Who is the least likely to be a woke constituent? I honestly feel, and this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and by a lot, I'm going to say it's like 3.
All right,
but I'm just gonna say
drop the truth bomb on us,
dude. Blacks and Hispanics are relatively conservative.
Man, I would say yeah.
Relatively, they don't really like gays. They're kind of racist. They hate each other.
They're a little uncomfortable, yeah.
They both probably work blue collar jobs, which has basically always been the backbone of the Republican Party for as long as I can remember. Yeah, blue-collar dudes. People who work in the yards. Well, I ain't voting for no damn Democrat.
That happened like in the 80s. But before that, like if you were like a tradesman, like...
Oh, then you were a Democrat.
You're a welder, you're a carpenter, you're some kind of, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And unions
Democrats
and stuff.
were the party of the unions.
Yeah. They were like the workers' party. And I think I don't know. They need to make a pivot back to that if they want to have a chance at all. They were like, there's like these blue dog Democrats like Bill Clinton kind of was, where it's like you're kind of right wing on some issues, but like it's kind of like left wing economics, kind of right wing social stuff.
It's hard to talk about this stuff in contemporary political climate because border issues were not a left or right thing. It was just an American thing.
Right, like both parties were kind of split on it.
Well, yeah, and then
on what to do about
abortion, they were both kind of like, this is not really cool, but one of them was willing to make it
There
legal.
were pro-life Democrats back in the day.
I mean, they're still
there still were like in the 90s. Yeah, there's some. I think like maybe Joe Manchin or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like these are the old school Republican lights.
Lights?
Like Republicans are Democrat light now.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you had sort of lightweight Democrats that were kind of right wing on some stuff.
But the thing is, the thing that people consider right wing now was just part of the American consciousness.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I feel like by the 90s, like being anti-immigrant was kind of a right wing thing.
I think it was starting to take form.
Or being against some kind of immigration. You know what I mean? The left, though, was the free speech. That was still a left wing thing. Like if you were like, oh yeah, let pornography and foul language. We shouldn't be jailing people for that kind of thing. You were like a left wing artist in the 90s. You know what I mean? If you were talking about free speech.
Oh yeah, totally. Anti-fascist.
Sarah Silverman or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Why are they so retarded?
Well, now we've got corporate feminism.
See, they were never really like the Hollywood elite. I don't really think they were like true Democrats at all. They were probably like mostly libertarians, and it just so happens that the Democrats supported that platform more at the time. Because now Republicans kind of promote that
and stuff.
You know what I mean? They're kind of
free speech is a right wing issue now. It's coded as right wing now.
Yeah, it's stupid.
If you're talking about free speech.
See, that's why I don't really like to. I was talking to this girl on Tinder. Dude, normal people are really fucking dumb. So every time I match with a girl now, I try to radicalize them into libertarianism. I always
spreading the good word.
Yeah, always, every time now. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, I don't really like the GOP. I was like, oh, they know what that means. Okay. I was like, what platforms don't you like? Like, oh, well, they're gonna be increasing gun regulation. I was like, that's a total DNC thing. You couldn't be more wrong. You can't converse with these people. They don't even know what they're against. They don't even know what they're for. They don't know. It changes every fucking week.
Well, yeah, and before, like pre-social media, people were okay to be like a non-political person, but now being online, it's like, okay, you have to feel for like you have to find your political tribe as well.
Yeah.
Because like your interest groups online will ultimately be like lean to one side or the other. You know what I mean?
I think it's an internet issue.
Like if you're into anime, that might be a little more right wing.
I've seen some based right wing anime accounts, dude.
Right.
There's some that are like like the hentai character with like Christianity. I don't know if they're trolling or not. They might be. I think they are.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, they probably
just
are.
based on what you said so far.
But in a way, it almost isn't. Even if they are, it almost isn't, because they're still promoting this idea that people actually agree with fundamentally. Like they're hiding behind a veil of irony by using the anime characters to promote this idea, even though they're maybe mocking it, quote unquote. It almost is.
What idea was it? Jesus, anime Jesus?
Yeah, no, it was like this hot little anime chick. I think it was like Tifa from fucking Final Fantasy, promoting. I think it was like pro-life stances.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I've seen like people do like Robert Downey Jr., like Ryan Gosling, those meme pictures.
Oh yeah,
they put like pro-life messaging or like pro-gun messaging on there.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Oh my god.
I got to talk about the show, the Chris Pratt show, where he's the best. Did you watch it? Did you watch the trailer?
No, I mean I saw the trailer. It just looks so terrible.
Dude, it is so funny. It is so funny. They they do criticize, like it ends up being that there is some corrupt FBI, CIA, government officials and stuff. But they're also like, oh yeah, the military, we've got to stare down evil in the face, and there's all this talk about how people don't care about our operators. There's one lady that says like, oh, you know how many veterans kill themselves every year? It's like 2 9/11s every year. I guess like 6,000 people.
Damn, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's insane.
That is pretty crazy. That did make me think, oh yeah, I guess we kind of are leaving those guys behind.
Have you seen Born on the 4th of July?
No, with Tom Cruise.
Uh-huh.
It's the only Tom Cruise movie I think I haven't seen.
You should check it out.
I've seen some scenes. He's like in a wheelchair.
Good. I heard it's good. I heard people like it.
Yeah. Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
No. I'm not. I think Tom Cruise is a dick.
What?
Yeah, I think he's a dick.
Just because he dumped Katie Holmes?
No, that's probably the only thing he did that was remotely decent.
What about that other blonde, Nicole Kidman?
Yeah, probably one of the only good things he's done. She was hot at the time, but...
what did he do to you?
He's just shorter than me, and he's so much better than me. He's
Yeah.
more ripped. I'm not gonna look anywhere as close as good as he does. I don't have the access to baby blood. He's part of a way cooler religion than I am.
Dude, yeah, you've got to join the Church of Scientology if you want that life extension.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, they've got the adrenochrome supply from their congregants.
No, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch Top Gun at some point. Tom Cruise is he never fails. He's got more hits than misses. Collateral, of course, one of his best movies.
I love that movie, but he makes good.
What's that one? Live, Die, Repeat. What is it called?
That movie's awesome. Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. It's pretty cool.
That movie rocks. Yeah, he's got a lot, and I love all the Mission Impossible movies.
Even the second one that nobody likes, I like that movie.
I like it.
I like the rock climbing sequence in the beginning, dude.
It is the least good. Yeah, he's rock climbing, dude. He's got the grip strength, but also the action scenes are probably the worst in that one.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's just slow motion gunfiring.
It's a product of the time.
It's nowhere near like the stunts that he gets into later. But yeah, I heard this theory that Tom Cruise would like, he wants to kill himself making a movie.
He's gonna have to try way harder because he hasn't done it yet.
And become become one with the movies, or like he dies being an actor, not a person. And then he'll be like unified with
cinema.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Mm-hmm. What stunt should he do? Maybe there's a Mission Impossible movie where he's got to fit a missile like a super missile up his ass or something.
No,
but he does it for real.
No,
and they show it on screen. He
should be in a flaming car jumping between two buildings, while shooting at the rear on attack helicopters, and then while the car is doused in flame, he runs into the helicopter while getting out of the car, exploding the helicopter, but he does all this stunt on actual buildings, and the car is actually crashing through them with the help of some additional CG and some explosive detonating devices planted on top of the buildings. Mm-hmm. But the danger is very real, and when he gets out the car, he's going to do it for real, and actually the car will actually hit a stunt helicopter. And
we see his death on screen.
Perhaps.
Well,
maybe this is his end. Maybe this is the end of the saga.
Yeah, they're making like a 2-part finale, I think. And so I think if he was able to kill himself on the stunt that's supposed to kill him in the movie, and they film his death
for
real, and the movie makes $1 billion, and Tom Cruise, becomes a movie god.
What if it makes $3 billion?
And the Xenu comes and takes his spirit into the afterlife,
and his soul will be implanted into a new body.
Into a new body, and he'll be given a planet to rule.
Yeah, for the incoming invasion
in the intergalactic.
Tom Cruise, we've been
Empire.
waiting for you to die for centuries.
Xenu's intergalactic empire.
Centuries, huh? You've been alive a very long time, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, it's time for you to ascend.
You've been here since the beginning, Tom. But your body got stronger with every life you've been given.
You've been a loyal servant of Xenu, Thomas. Thomas Maypother Cruise Line. You know that's his real name?
No. What is his name?
Thomas Maypother. He's like Greek.
Maypother?
Uh-huh.
Timothy Maypother.
Timothy Cruise Maypother.
What if they just call him Tomothy? We got to write this in the show somehow.
Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise is going to be a character. But speaking of movies, dude.
Oh man, let's go.
Really quick. I just want to say really quick.
Yes.
Now, Vince
loves Thor 4.
You love it?
Thor 4 Thorbin time?
Yeah. Dude, I was scared to say it, but I did too. I thought the jokes were funny, and I want them to be lighter and fluffier and just kind of get crazy with it and not take it too seriously.
Yeah, I do. See, I think the problem with movies is they like to leave things closed, a little too closed and not open-ended. And they don't like to redo character arcs. Now, Thor delivers on this. Thor basically rediscovers himself for the third time.
Learns the lesson that he's been learning for the past 5 movies.
Now, I don't know about you, but it hit even harder this time around because Natalie Portman reprises her role.
She's back
as Jane Foster, everyone's favorite character from every Thor. Do you remember that time she helped Thor in Thor 1? Wasn't she cool?
What about in Thor 2 when she opens up all the portals?
Wasn't that cool?
And it was just like Portal.
Remember in Thor 3 when she's not in it? Wasn't that bad?
Remember in Avengers 2 when they referenced her briefly at the beginning?
Wasn't that cool?
That was pretty cool, dude.
What about that time when she was in Thor? Was she in fucking?
Remember that time?
She have a deleted scene in Avengers 2?
Deleted in Avengers 2?
In the dream sequence with Thor.
Oh yeah. Remember in Endgame whenever they reused footage?
Her cameo was too fucking awesome, and they couldn't put it in the already stuffedly cool Avengers 2: Revenge of Megatron.
Remember in Endgame when they reused footage of her from Thor 2?
Wasn't that fucking cool?
That was fucking sick, dude.
That was my favorite part in that movie.
But are you tired of Taika Waititi's silliness?
I'm
not.
You
like, cut it out, Taika? Stop it with your silliness and your Kiwi silliness sensibilities.
How do you think?
Hello, I'm Korg, and I'm going to tell you the story of Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'm gonna go fuck another rock in the ass.
Thor: Love and Thunder. We make love. We make gay love. Rocks. We make gay love.
Hey, I once played a Nazi on screen. I'm pretty cool.
I once played Baby Hitler on screen.
It's too British.
I'm going Australian.
No, it's too British almost. You gotta be more.
You're too British.
They're like autistic. They're like autistic Australians.
Hello,
I'm cool.
Yeah, I feel like they're what hobbits are based on.
Yeah. So
New Zealanders.
So look, Taika, I think he's got it. I want him to direct the next Avengers movie. Actually,
dude, who is gonna direct? Because like the Russo,
they're gonna get him back, dude.
Dude, because if you think about it,
They said they want to do Secret Wars.
Do you like Thor better in Infinity War? When he's like kind of more serious?
Bring me Thanos! Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think he should be like...
Huh?
Should he just be like Chad, mission man? Like, I've got a mission and we're going to go and get the stones to destroy Thanos.
He's cooler when he's not in on the joke.
Right. And, apparently he fought with the Russo brothers.
Really? Why?
Because he wanted to be jokey Thor Ragnarok Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
He had some moments that were kind of... But he wasn't...
But he was toned down a lot.
But he wasn't always totally in on the why it's funny. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny when it's oblivious to Thor on why what he just said was fucking stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or yeah, when he's kind of being bombastic and
kind of clashing with societal norms because he's a
but unwittingly.
Yeah.
Right.
Now he's just kind of like winking at the camera. He's like, "Isn't this funny?"
Yeah, he's doing the splits, you know, against 2 trucks like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I wish he did it more of the splits, if you will.
Just if he had kept splitting.
Yes.
But what about his bod, dude? He didn't win you over with his sexual energy?
Yeah, when he was stripped naked in front of everybody without his consent, I thought that was epic, dude. I thought this would totally fly, even with if it was a woman up there.
I think we should make like a 2-hour-long video about how if that was a woman, people would be up in arms about that.
I really don't care. I wouldn't mind seeing Tessa Thomas's nice little ass just kind of plastered for a second or two.
Yeah, she probably got a tight little booty, huh?
Oh, yeah, dude. Natalie Portman, dude? Oh, man. Oh, man, she's got that nice little Jew bod.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a total 7.5 if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah, they should have scissored.
They did. Taika
Her and
filmed
Tessa
it
Thomas.
at his house.
Yeah, Taika had a threesome with both of them.
All right, so for the film, we're going to need you both to be scissoring.
And his wife as well was in there as a foursome.
Taika, I ain't doing this. I'm Tessa Thompson, whatever, nigga. I ain't doing this shit.
Taika, is it time for our orgy? Our real-life Hollywood orgy?
Nope, we haven't brought in the children yet. Fucking.
Oh!
I feel like he was on the island.
He
dude.
does love children, I'll say that.
I think he was on the island, dude. I'm calling it.
No, don't say it, dude, because he's had so many kids in his movies.
I guarantee
Thor,
you.
he's got a bunch of kids. He did that movie where it's about some
Kid
Kiwi
Nazis.
kid. The World War II Nazi movies about kids.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Jojo Rabbit?
He did that. You haven't seen it. The Way, the Wilderness. It's with Sam Neill and a little kid.
Well, was Sam? He directed Sam Neill in a movie.
Yeah,
Does he suck?
Sam Neill.
Taika.
I think he might be a one-trick pony.
You think he's the James Gunn of James Gunn's?
Yes, and he's already kind of similar to James Gunn too. You know what I mean? Where it's kind of like all his characters are kind of like man
Autistic.
children.
Yeah.
Where they all kind of have like are kind of dumb.
Yeah, retards, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch for a little bit. Then after a while, it gets really boring and sad.
It's just you can't take the heroics seriously. But maybe they're saving that for the next. What do you think the next Avengers movie is going to be? Secret Wars?
No.
Some Kang?
The Multiwars.
The Multiversal Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, I promised you that I was going to let you do this.
It's going to be Young Avengers.
I feel like they need to reestablish the status
brands?
quo. Yeah. It's like, who are the Avengers? Who's in charge? What is the lineup? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what the next Avengers movie should be, like another Avengers one where it's like, we got to get this team together.
What if it's Doctor Strange is like the villain?
Oh, I feel like they could be setting something like that up. Or Wanda or something. You know what? They were going to have Wanda be an Avengers villain.
When?
I don't know, but I just heard that at one point.
She kind of was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, she kind of was. But that's actually a good idea. Doctor Strange is the villain, and then maybe they could get a good Doctor Strange from another multiverse. Or maybe it is a multiverse Doctor Strange. Like the Illuminati said, it was Doctor Strange is the biggest threat to the multiverse.
Oh.
But what would get you excited about
I don't know.
the next? Because you said you were feeling Marvel fatigue. I feel like if it wasn't for Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange, I would too.
I've been on the.
But every
Marvel
phase
decline.
you get like two good movies every phase anyway.
I don't feel like we've even gotten one good movie.
I like Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi.
We've gotten decent movies. We've gotten. That's
true.
We've
That's
gotten
true.
hard sevens at best. I think Doctor Strange is a 7. I give Shang-Chi a 7, and I'll give the Spider-Verse movie a 7.
The Spider-Verse, yeah.
So like,
Okay, so what's the best? What's the best one of the post-Endgame Marvel stuff? Spider-Verse? And then you said Shang-Chi and then Doctor Strange?
No, I think Doctor Strange before Shang-Chi. I think it's Spider-Verse, Multiverse of Madness, and then Shang-Chi.
And then Black Widow?
I haven't even seen Black Widow. I have really had no interest in it.
Oh my God, you haven't seen Black Widow?
No.
Dude, you don't even know. Okay,
That's a 6, right? That's
what
a
about
6?
Eternals?
That's a 6.
That's like a 5 for me. It's like
Yeah,
right in the middle.
It might be a 5.5 to be honest with you.
Because I'm like,
In retrospect, it just really doesn't do anything.
I sort of watched the ending at work. I've been watching Disney stuff because somebody logged into their Disney Plus at work
Yeah.
in the break room.
Yeah.
And the Celestials look sick.
Yeah.
Like at the very, very end, one comes to Earth, and you just see it, and like it could fit the planet, like Earth in its palm, and it just looks so cool. But that's about it.
I want to see Galactus, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Blade. Until then, I'm basically checked out.
Oh, okay. What about the shows? Where do you rank the shows? Moon Knight, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, Miss Marvel. I watched them all. Now Miss Marvel introduces mutants, dude. They're here.
See,
She's a mutant.
I feel like if you get some lore, you particularly get lore, you're a little more generous. You're a little more like Loki. The lore is what kind of makes you kind of forgive a lot of its nothingness.
Oh no, I like the story too. Like the ending.
Oh,
You haven't even seen it, dude. But at the end, they meet Kang, or a version of Kang, and he talks about the multi. Okay, I'll spoil it for you. But basically, Kang is like the smartest dude that ever lived in like the 30th century, and he develops a way to transport between universes. Okay, but also other versions of himself also learned how to do this as well. And there's evil versions of himself, and there's a multiversal war to control the multiverse, and this guy wins. And so he basically is manipulating the multiverse by going back in time and changing stuff in order so that no other Kangs arise.
blah 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 blah.
It's in the show. It plays out pretty cool, where he's basically doing all this little stuff. This is the final reveal at the end. Like, why is he manipulating?
It's getting to Rick and Morty, where they can basically die.
Yes.
Another one can step in their place, and that's it. There really are no consequences for any death.
You have to go here. This is where the comics have gone, and so you've got to, in order to expand the universe. You get to, like, even now they've introduced like several things that could have killed other things that in the universe that could have killed Thanos with, like in Doctor Strange, the Book of Ashanti. Apparently, the other universe used that to kill Thanos. There was something. Oh, in Captain Marvel, I forget that maybe the 10 Rings or something.
Dude, fucking Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
She could have fucking killed Thanos if she was that cracked out.
I feel like she could have, yeah. But also, maybe Scarlet Witch...
She could have been like, what glove, bitch? And he's like, ah! And he just explodes for no reason.
Oh, yeah. What if she disintegrated the gloves so he couldn't use them?
Easily.
Oh, that's such a good idea. And then she integrated the stones into her being.
Ant-Man could have gone full on the boys and crawled into his cock.
His butthole?
No, his cock.
But what if his cock was too strong and, like, he just... turned into mush inside there?
Well, he does like cock kegels where he can contract the muscles in his penis.
Well, yeah, what if his cock muscles are just too durable and Ant-Man just gets crushed inside there?
What if like Ant-Man goes in and Thanos is like, not so fast, and like he squeezes his cock, he's like, Dah! And and like the muscles in his cock can just squish Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, and Ant-Man, yeah, he turns Ant-Man into, squishes him like a bug
and pisses him out.
Yeah, and flushes him down the toilet.
All that for a drop of sauce. It's so bad. Yeah, the MCU.
So what do you? Yeah, what do you?
What do I want?
Is there, or do you feel bored because there's like they're not building to anything, or is it just because like the movies have been too mediocre for you?
Both.
Do you feel like if they were building towards something, you'd be a little more excited? Like Iron Man 2, like Nick Fury shows up again right before Avengers to like get you hyped for Avengers.
This is what Avengers. I feel like this is like the fatal flaw in the MCU right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there is no future. There is only redoing things that happened in the past. See, the novelty of the creation of the team up was insane, unheard of. What are they doing now that's unheard of, groundbreaking.
Well, they're doing
nothing.
The same thing, but it's different characters.
Yeah,
like,
so
how is Captain Marvel and Shang-Chi going to get along, dude? How is Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel going to get along?
We need like a proto reboot.
Like a soft reboot.
A soft reboot.
Well, I feel like that's what the next Avengers movie has to be.
You know what I want?
Somebody has to get the team together.
I want the DCEU to take full advantage and just do what it should have done 10 years ago. But actually, maybe now is the better time to do it.
Do what?
Make some fucking epic solo movies.
Right. Disconnected.
The Batman. The Man of Steel reboot.
Superman.
And then Wonder Woman. Nah, fuck that. We're going to do fucking Cyborg instead. And he's going to be fucking cool.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not even kidding.
I think they're doing a Blue Beetle movie.
Who gives a shit? I kind of want to see a Young Justice, a Teen Titans, if you will.
Now that could be cool. That could be very cool.
I actually do. I kind of want. Now listen. I don't want Robin, but I do want Dick Grayson.
Nightwing.
No. I want the character Dick Grayson to be there in the beginning, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But then I want him to be basically on his. By the time he's Robin, he's basically a year away from being Nightwing. You know what I mean? Like 17.
Yeah, I feel like if you could
for like a third movie, maybe.
Okay.
Like a third Batman movie.
I think you could just like start the Batman movie out where he's already been Batman for a while.
Yeah.
And like he's already had a Robin, and Dick Grayson has already turned into Nightwing. You know what I mean?
I do.
Maybe you do a Nightwing movie.
You see, I kind of want to do it kind of what they're doing with Spider-Man, where you kind of grow along with the character a little bit. You see him grow throughout the years, kind of forging his identity. I feel like okay, so like Batman 1, okay, maybe I wouldn't have Dick Grayson in it, but I would have like a fucking flyer of like the Flying Graysons or something. And then maybe in the sequel, maybe toward the end of the movie, he adopts Dick Grayson, and then the third movie, like 10 years after the second. But it's not that important.
Whoa.
It's not that important. It's not like that's not the substance of the film. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, well, I wasn't thinking that you'd actually show this, but except maybe in flashback, but like, flashback of like him adopting Dick Grayson at like 16 or 17, and then he starts training him at like 17, 18. So he's like already almost an adult.
Yeah, but I do for some
reason. And then he becomes Robin. When he's like pretty much almost an adult.
Yeah, but I would.
But then he gets disillusioned pretty quick.
I wouldn't want. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want like a tidy whitey's little kid. I'd want like
a 12-year-old Dick Grayson.
I'd want like.
It's not Stranger Things.
Yeah, I don't. And plus, I wouldn't want Batman to fucking knowingly put a child in danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always the joke of Robin, like Kid Robin, like that.
I would just get rid of that automatically. But I think a cool modernized Robin costume could be pretty fucking sick.
Well, I would love to see like if DC was actually good enough to build out like an ongoing 10-year plan, then yeah, like having like in the solo Batman movies, you kind of see that movie to movie where like Dick Grayson is Robin in one. Maybe he becomes Robin at the end of one of the Batman movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like in the next movie, he becomes disillusioned with it. And then in the next movie, Batman movie, he's like Nightwing or something.
See, yeah, because I would do like a Batman trilogy. And then I would kind of low-key reboot the Batman verse with Nightwing. Kinda. You know what I mean? And maybe he finds the...
yeah, kind of like where Iron Man is still in the Avengers movies and stuff and other people's movies. But then they kind of stop with the solo Batman movies for a while. But then you do one final one to hand it off. You know what I mean? Like if Robert Downey Jr. came back to do some sort of...
I would still maybe have Batman, but I would kind of have him in the background. You know what I mean? And See the
yeah, no, you have him. Now he works in the Watchtower instead of the Batcave.
right, and
You know what I mean?
Nightwing is kind of
And he shows
the
up in
Batman.
more people's movies and stuff. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would still have a Justice League movie with Batman in it because why not, right? I wouldn't kill the character. I would just start a new spin-off. But I don't know if I would do like
as like a pseudo replacement. So you wouldn't call Nightwing wouldn't eventually just be playing Batman. He would be like the Nightwing.
Yeah,
series.
he would be Nightwing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
Because then I would basically make Batman like an Avengers character.
Right, where he's like a legacy now. He's still there, but
you're gonna be seeing him mingle with like Superman and shit like that.
Yeah. Or like anytime someone's in the water, that would be sick. I wish they could build to that. That would be so awesome.
Well, because like I would make the Nightwing trilogy kind of like him forging his own identity basically again, but as his own person, and maybe eventually introduce like a second Justice League.
Maybe Batman gives him the Batcave.
You see, I kind of want to do it like Civil War, where they're not really on good terms.
Yeah.
And I kind of want their relationship to be reforged in a Justice League film.
Oh, not in the Nightwing movie?
No.
Or in a Batman movie?
I'm thinking maybe Batman's getting fucking worked up by some Lex Luthor drones in Gotham, and he makes his way to Jump City. Is that where he hangs out, or is it Bloodhaven?
Bloodhaven, I think.
Oh, Jump City's the Teen Titans, and then Bloodhaven is Nightwing. Okay, Bloodhaven, whatever. But he's like, oh, I have to escape from Lex Luthor's fucking gay bots. They're chasing me, and then Nightwing comes out of nowhere, his own theme. Long time no see, huh, Bruce? He's like, get in. And so what's going on? What's Lex Luthor planning, huh? And they kind of do some gay shit in the car, in the Batwing.
Definitely, yeah.
No, I think we work around with that. We play some character moments. You could totally do like a really cool little sequence where they reunite.
Or like, do they have
like
to
Captain
make
America,
up? I was thinking they have some sort of feud where like he saves him, but like he's like, hey, stay out of Bloodhaven, bitch. You're still a bitch, Bruce.
Maybe Bruce kind of like oversteps a boundary, and he's like, I need access to all this information.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know, I got this, bro. You go back to Gotham, and they have a fight. They should have a fight. They should fight.
They need to. Yeah, they have to.
And I think Dick Grayson beats his ass, but he's like, maybe it's just a test, and he's like, you're ready, or something. I don't know. Nah, because Dick Grayson wouldn't play with that shit. He'd be like, nah, fuck you. I've been ready, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like they meet up. Nightwing helps him at first, and he's like, stay out of Bloodhaven. And then Batman, it does end up in Bloodhaven again, and maybe he's beating up somebody that Nightwing knows or something, or like a dirty cop. It's a dirty cop or something.
Yeah.
And then him and Batman get into a tussle, and he's like, you know what I mean?
Well, you gotta have them fight.
Yeah, it's gotta be the most fucking awesome fight, and you see like Nightwing knows some of Batman's tricks, and you know what I mean, and like they're almost on equal footing, but I don't know if you show Batman win.
You should get close.
Yeah, maybe you cut it off, but like he's about to or something. But it is a struggle because they're so close.
I think
you know what I mean.
Man, you know what? There should be a villain to break up the fight. Maybe Batman saves Nightwing. Maybe when Nightwing's
it's got to be like on the rooftop at night in the rain.
And then Deathstroke comes out, and he fucking sweeps Nightwing, and he makes him miss.
Maybe he kidnaps Nightwing.
Yeah, that's taking hostage. He's like a man at this point.
No, not for Batman, for something else. I don't know. Have it be Batman versus Deathstroke.
Do you like the casting of Deathstroke? I really don't.
Joe Manganiello?
Yeah.
It's okay.
This is a hot pick, but I would make Hugh Jackman Deathstroke.
That would be sick.
Wouldn't that be fucking epic?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be so fucking. That's too cool, right?
Because He's tall and lanky. I wouldn't make Hugh Jackman get like super jacked again.
I mean, he would be in the suit most of the time.
Yeah, I would just give him like a kind of a thick suit to make him look.
Yeah, we don't have. He doesn't have to torture himself anymore, bro.
Yeah,
maybe just look good enough, like to where you get a back shot and your back looks pretty good, your arms look pretty good. Your stomach doesn't have to be 100%. We'll have you like maybe, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be fucking 1% body fat anymore, bro. Like your Deathstroke, he's kind of he's ripped, but not super ripped.
And actually now they can just CGI the arms. They did Natalie Portman's.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could just give him like a CGI pecs.
That's kind of sexist, though.
Why? Defend yourself, Vince.
Because, dude.
They should have done that to Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
No, they should just cast like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, totally.
Like a WWE fighter or something.
Maybe like just someone who's just a bit not petite.
Yeah, not a supermodel body.
Yeah, enough of the fucking ScarJos, man. She's fine as fuck. Actually, I might actually just keep her. But the Wonder Woman,
she's a little shorter and thicker. I feel like
she's too short though.
Than the average.
Should they be a bit taller?
Well, if it's like for Wonder Woman, yeah, I feel like you should be like
5'10"
at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
Look like an Amazon. And I would have on the island like Amazons of different races, and just be like, oh yeah, thousands of years ago we intermingled with humans. That's why we speak English and have accents.
Would you make Batman like 6'4"?
Oh man, that would be but yeah, because I would cast an unknown, or a mostly unknown.
Should Henry?
And he's just got to have
how
like.
How tall is Henry Cavill? 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, I think he's like 6'1" or 6'2".
With the suit, probably closer to 6'2".
Yeah.
Little slight platform, right? Slight.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy. No Vin Diesel platform.
But that's
like 6
that's
inches.
fine. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool if Batman is a little taller than Superman. Because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
They're still gonna. They still need to make. I feel like if they were building towards like a DC universe, they should make a Batman vs Superman movie as like a lead into the first Justice League.
They should do basically like a proto Civil War.
Right. But they become friends.
And there should be a Justice League Civil War.
I think they could do it, or I would do like the multiverse story where they fight themselves.
Oh, the Injustice one or a different one?
Yeah, like the one with Owlman, where like Batman's Owlman.
Oh, right. Battles of Infinite Earths or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Where they fight like these dark versions of themselves.
Hot take, bro. I wouldn't introduce Flash until the end of Phase 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think Flash is that cool, to be honest with you, man.
So who would be the Justice League in the first one? It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman?
Cyborg, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
See, I was thinking you could tie Cyborg's introduction into the first Justice League movie.
Yeah,
like
totally.
maybe it's like some sort of alien thing, or there's like an invasion, and they have some alien technology, and that's how
Cyborg is made.
Yeah,
totally. Basically, make him the Vulture, but cooler.
But what about Green Lantern?
Phase 2, bro. He's gonna be like the Guardians of
So
the
be
Galaxy.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and who?
Cyborg.
That's it? 4?
It's plenty. Who else do you need? They're not all the way there yet. Dude, that's plenty. You're gonna have 6 movies? Actually, yeah. Why not? Why not 6 movies?
How many was it in Avengers? 5?
Yeah, something like that.
Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk.
Iron Man 2.
Huh?
Iron Man 2.
No. I'm saying the characters in the first Avengers movie.
Oh, but there's like Hawkeye and then Black Widow and...
Exactly.
But they don't have their own movies. They're just...
That's what I'm saying. I think you could introduce like Green Lantern, where like Green Lantern shows up from space, and he's already Green Lantern, and then you have the Green Lantern movie.
But I would make Green Lantern for sure Phase 2. I want him to be like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where it kind of sets up the cosmos in the universe.
I want them to be like space cops, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Where like he has a partner and they patrol, and it's like almost like an '80s like cop throwback.
We're gonna get Idris Elba. We're gonna get Idris Elba. Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart.
We're not doing Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan's boring. He's
I
gay?
think you stay away from like the giant fists and stuff. And you do like they did in the animated series where he's mostly like beams and bubbles and platforms and stuff. You could still get really crazy with that. And it's essentially the same
Dude,
thing.
I would really love to see a fucking like locomotive just fucking just being hauled at somebody. That'd be pretty sick. Maybe, but sparingly. Yeah,
But now make it too OP because like sometimes he can like create a construct. Like he's got to be like focused on one thing. You know what I mean? He can't like make 5 trains and then they just go on their own.
dude, you don't want him to have like a fucking maybe like a throwback to the to Hal Jordan. It's like a fucking jet being launched into a fucking giant monster in the next Justice League movie.
I think they could make that look cool.
Or I'm
Now that I think about it, because he's done that before, where it's like, oh, he's holding back some creature with a missile that's pointed the opposite direction, and he's like tied it, or he's like tied a jet that he made to somebody.
Or I'm thinking, dude, man, this would be fucking crazy. But what if he like throws out like a fire-breathing dragon that projects like light instead of fire?
Oh, Martian Manhunter, dude! I think he should be in the first one.
Oh, I think he should. Oh man, yeah, probably.
Because I think you could do like the alien invasion, like the white Martians are coming, and the government's got Martian Manhunter locked up, and he's like trying to send Superman like mind messages. That was great. I think that would work live action.
Martian Manhunter is fucking dope.
Yeah, and he could be the character that kind of explains the threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like what's going on to the Justice League.
I think. Look, I'm so sorry. I think honestly, Warner Brothers is dropping the ball here.
Yeah,
on Prime Real Estate.
They need to let us produce, like oversee the scripts and like hire the directors and casting and stuff. And be like the Kevin Feige's.
Yeah. I would have you in a cameo as a homeless man trying to get money from Clark Kent.
We would direct the Justice League movies.
Yeah, totally. I would get Taika Waititi over here, like Taika. I need you to direct the Green Lantern film. Nah, fuck that. I wouldn't let him do it. Who would you get to do the Green Lantern movie? Fuck.
Okay, so I'd have Shane Black direct, and I'd have Dan Harmon write.
The Green Lantern movie?
Yeah.
What about Superman?
So I'd get J.J. Abrams to direct, and
I get Brad Bird on the phone automatically, really fast.
Yeah.
Brad,
that would be sick.
You've had some misses, but man, I feel like you know Superman. I feel like
he knows superheroes.
I know you know this.
Yeah,
we know you know this.
But can he make that family dynamic? Because he failed to do that in.
He did it in The Incredibles.
But in live action, when he tried to make like a more character based blockbuster, you know what I mean?
I think he could do it
with George Clooney.
He's gonna work with us, dude. He's gonna work with us here.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, look, dude, we've got these beats in the script that we've got to hit. Okay, we're building towards Justice League here. We've got to establish Metropolis. We've got to establish Lois Lane. We've got to establish
Bruce Wayne is going to be in here for like 10 minutes total.
What kind of hero? Oh yeah, maybe you see Bruce Wayne at a party. You know what I mean?
Play ball with us, man. We know you can do this, dude. Iron Giant, dude. Ratatouille, dude. Give us some of the zaniness.
I want Clark and Lois to work at like a new media company where like they do like podcasts or some shit.
I think Lois does the pod and he's like a producer, and he gets stories.
Well, I was gonna say he's on a sports podcast.
No, I think you make Clark a total
dweeb.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's like an audio engineer or something.
He's in competition with the sports broadcaster, though. He treats him like shit.
Or what if he is just like a producer, like a sound kind of operator?
Yeah.
And Lois, he's always waiting for Lois's time slot when she records, you know?
Yeah.
He'd make sure he's on duty or some shit like that.
Totally.
This sounds like a Spider-Man, like Peter Parker story.
He basically already was.
I guess, yeah, Clark Kent is kind of like
He
a
worked
Peter
at a
Parker type.
newspaper, for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But there's got to be a reason for him to like have to go out. Maybe he's also a photographer. No, it's just Spider-Man.
I think he should be basically just like Lois's bitch, like answering calls and getting meetings together and doing some technical work.
Oh, okay, so like more like a whole podcast manager,
basically, but without all the accolades.
Oh, that could work. That
basically
could, yeah.
a gopher. I think it'd be kind of funny, a little dynamic, a little. He's a total cuck IRL, but he's actually fucking Superman.
And then when did they get together in the first movie? At the end of the first movie?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you're just gonna string that along?
Maybe in the second one. I'm kind of playing it by Raimi. Kind of doing that. Just copy that. Basically. But I would have Lois be kind of cool. She'd be kind of a...
It's just like...
But not super cool. Because they kind of did that a little too much in the Zack Snyder, where she was like fighting people and getting scoops on the ground reporting, Antifa kind of deal.
Yeah.
Not that cool, but a
little bit though.
You'd want to fuck her, and she kind of snaps your dick in half, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
If you try to get too up on her shit.
Maybe she does like in-depth stories about the Ukraine.
QAnon.
Maybe she does do war reporting. She's like a female Tim Pool.
Totally.
And they hired her from doing independent. She was independent before that. And would just like hire camera crews and go out to places, you know?
That would be pretty interesting. But yeah, dude, Superman is a very intriguing character to me because I don't like him at all. But I feel like I could.
That's why I think they should get together in the first movie so that there's kind of more of a human element that's like tied to Superman, and you don't have to come up with stupid reasons for them to interact and for like Lois to show up and stuff.
No,
you know what I mean? Because
it's
like
it's more relatable when
even
he
in the
doesn't
Raimi
get the
movies,
girl.
like MJ was always felt like such a side story until the third one when it's like it's actually about their relationship.
She was more interesting in the first film.
Yeah. Well, they weren't together yet. Yeah.
I just feel like she has like a bit of substance. Abusive dad. She's kind of a whore out of necessity because she's poor and she's.
I think you give Lois some backstory.
A little one.
Yeah, just reference it,
or show it a little bit.
Yeah,
something. Maybe she has like a Silence of the Lambs kind of backstory, where she ran away from the farm in Kansas. Is Metropolis in Kansas? Where's Metropolis at? Is it like in New York?
I think it's supposed to be somewhere in Kansas, like the one big city in the Midwest or something like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, what if you could make her like maybe she makes fun of Clark for being from like a small town.
Oh yeah,
transplant,
she's kind of a bitch, maybe.
But then she is as well.
Yeah,
you find out or something.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe she's mouthing off to some guy, and then some guy basically calls her white trash, and she kind of shuts down for a little bit. Then she goes to her office and she starts crying, but Clark can hear her because he has super hearing. Yeah, totally. Superman's easy, man. We can do this like in a heartbeat, dude. Just give us like a few tabs of acid and like a weekend to write it. We could make a better Superman movie.
Oh yeah. I see, because I already had the idea to like make the first one like almost like a rom-com.
A little bit.
It's between him and Lois, and like you really get a sense of their relationship in the two of them, and then you sprinkle in like world building with Lex.
Now, how do you do the disguise? I have a couple of ideas.
He vibrates his face.
That way
nobody.
I think you do it a bit simpler, dude.
Okay.
All right, so first off, you have him wear baggy clothes. He looks almost fat.
Uh-huh.
He almost looks fat. Slouch. He never actually really looks people in the eye. Maybe he changes his eye color too. And his hair's messy. Thick glasses. And here's another thing. Superman is never really seen in public.
Yes, he's only, but how do you do it to where, like, because I was thinking, like, oh, he's gonna save people. What if he's like carrying like somebody, off of a burning rooftop? He's carrying people off a burning rooftop.
I think
or something.
you make the alter ego so far apart that no one would even think about it.
Right, but then what about like drones and facial tracking and stuff? That's what I was gonna say.
Dude, Superman, he's like a fucking jet. Like, there's no way. I want it to be like to where no one ever really gets a look at his face.
Right, he's always just zipping around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would still be tough to make sure that no one ever sees his face, or like he's not standing still for too long. But I think you would eventually have to do that. And I think you could just write it away by saying like, oh, whenever I'm in costume, you can't tell, but I'm actually vibrating my face. And so like, because remember in the old Superman, like he has an interview with Lois, and she doesn't recognize him at all. I was thinking you could kind of do the same thing, but like she absolutely does recognize him. And she's like, Clark, what the hell? You work in my office? What the fuck? And he's like, how has no one ever taken a picture of you? And he's like, try it. And like she pulls out her phone and like takes a picture of him, and it's blur. His face is blurry. And he's like, oh yeah, whenever I'm in the suit, you can't really see it, but I'm actually vibrating my face at like a really high frequency that cameras can't pick up.
Dude, I just feel like if this scene was directed by Judd Apatow, dude, she would run up immediately and punch him in the fucking stomach because he likes his strong female protagonists.
He sure does.
And he acts like he's getting hurt. And she's like, oh, get your bitch ass up. I know you're faking. And he's like, oh, so you found out, huh? It's time to fuck, huh?
Yeah. But kind of do a subversion of like the old scene where like they have like a rooftop interview.
Yeah.
And like she just doesn't know. And also he's like going back and forth. He switches to Clark Kent like during the interview.
Oh yeah.
He's like going back and forth and like changing really fast. But instead of that, just be like, oh yeah, she totally recognizes you. Anybody would.
Maybe he doesn't even. Maybe he doesn't even play it. Maybe he doesn't even try to.
Maybe up until that point, they've been kind of getting closer at work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's his coming out, quote unquote.
Yeah, this is like him coming out, and also he's gonna like him asking her out, kind of basically. Because he's too honest of a guy. He doesn't want to date He doesn't want to date her without her knowing.
Yeah, totally.
Because he's so pure-hearted.
He's such a good person.
Exactly.
And I feel like you really play into that, dude. You really make this guy a wholesome character.
He's a super wholesome dweeb, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe have some flashbacks of his parents, like his dad, him and his dad fixing the neighbor's car or something. And you just see like, oh, his parents are just like always helping other people out, like helping their neighbors out. And like that's basically where his whole ethic comes from. You
know what I would do? If I made a comic book universe, I would set it in the 90s. No reason. Just get rid of the technology. Just get rid of it.
No smartphones.
No smartphones, old cars, carburetors.
Mm-hmm.
No drones. And
why? Oh, just for that. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
I just don't want to deal with it. It's gay. Like, if I made a horror movie, I'd make it in, like, the 80s or 90s.
I think, do people want their legacy superheroes, though, in the present? You know what I mean?
They can just suck my dick.
They don't want, like, an outdated, James Bond in the 70s. Even though I thought that would be cool.
They should do it anyway.
Okay, last thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
In what year, do you think maybe 2 to 3 years, you'll be ready for Finn, Ray, and Poe to come back for a movie?
As main characters?
How long do you think the mainstream...
As main characters?
Yes, as main characters.
No.
As main characters.
No.
Give them at least one good movie. Come on.
No. Now they can redeem themselves in spin-offs and as side characters in the future sequels. And I feel like if you do that, people will be more receptive, more understanding, and more and overall just a bit more nostalgic over them.
Dude, I want 10, 11, 12 to be... Dude, okay, hear me out here.
Listening, but
it's 2025, okay? Disney announces we're bringing Ray, Finn, and Poe back. It's going to be written and directed by me. And I'm going to be writing and producing also 10, 11, and 12.
Okay, it's off to a better start.
But I'm directing 10, okay? Now, okay, imagine this. We start out, Finn and Poe, they're in X-Wings. They're chasing down some pirates. They have a chase scene through an asteroid belt, and you reestablish their characters. Finn is still the more cautious one. Poe is still kind of taking bigger risks and going faster than Poe. You kind of establish their friendship and how well they know each other. You know, kind of like in the Obi-Wan Anakin, you know, in the beginning of episode 3. They're chasing down these pirates. They bring them in. They're like, oh, another one in the bag. Cut to them at like a Republic a fuel station. They're kind of in the break room getting their ships maintenanced, and they're like, huh, where are you going after the break, Poe? He's like, Zori, me and Zori are Zori found a place on Coruscant. Oh no, that's gone. All right, we found a place over here.
In New Coruscant.
Yeah, New Coruscant. We're gonna go. We're gonna go check it out. We're gonna look at some apartments on New Coruscant. We're gonna go check it out. What about you, Poe? I already know where you're going, Poe. Be like, oh yeah, where's that? You're gonna go see Rey, aren't you?
Wait. No. It should be, I already know where you're going, Poe. He's like, oh yeah? Where's that? Wherever you can find Rey. Wherever she's at, you're there.
Exactly. And he kind of gives a reluctant smile, and he's like, yeah. He's like, when are you going to tell her how you feel?
This is great.
Okay, then cut to a really sick-looking stone temple surrounded by forests. Okay, we zoom into the temple. We slowly zoom in further and further into the temple. There's no door. It's kind of like an open-air temple. The sun is shining in. There's a giant cylindrical opening in the center of the temple that lets in sunlight. Okay?
Dude, this is all on a bad premise.
What?
I don't give a fuck about these characters to begin with. They suck.
You will be. Okay, this is the best idea I've ever had, dude.
Okay.
Trust me on this. So, but from below the cylinder, we see a slow motion Rey meditating float down from the ceiling in slow motion. But only from behind. We cut to a shot from directly underneath her. As the camera passes, we see her silhouette spinning as she descends from the heavens. Okay, sunlight beaming through. Okay, then the camera pans up to her eyes. Her head's kind of down. She's in a meditative pose, floating. There's leaves swirling all around her, like the Avatar. Okay, she opens her eyes. They're glowing blue. We zoom into the eye. And then we're transported to like a cosmic garden. Think of like the Black Panther afterlife, okay? Rey is walking through the forest. You hear some rustling in the background. Oh, she turns around. Out of the bushes comes Force Ghost Luke Skywalker. And he's like, oh, Rey. He's like, oh, Master Skywalker, am I late? He's like, oh, no, it's just Mace is kind of in a bad mood. I was thinking maybe we'd take a walk down by the river. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'm sure we can handle it, Master Luke. Jedi Master Luke. Okay, then we roll up to a campfire. The camera pushes in. We see a bunch of figures, Force ghosts seated.
That was a young Mark Hamill.
No, it's whatever age he is.
Nah.
Yes. Then we cut to a campfire. Also, this is all in the Cosmic Garden, okay? We see Force Ghost people sitting around this campfire. As we push in, we hear Mace Windu laughing, joking, making fun of Luke about all the missives that he's had over his lifetime. And he's like, and then this nigga Luke, he's just trying to kill his own nephew, okay, that he was training, and damn near forgot the lesson that he learned with his own father, okay, about...
And caused a whole intergalactic mishap.
Yeah, it caused a whole nother intergalactic...
How you defeat the Empire and bring it back?
Yeah. And then, and then the camera pans around and we see like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, all these Jedi that we've seen throughout.
I think you make Luke young again. There's no reason not to.
It's Force Ghost Luke. Okay, fine, he could be young. We see Anakin is there.
See,
okay?
That's why you don't want him to be older than his dad. I mean, it's weird. Just make them both young.
Fine. We de-age him.
It's their Force Ghosts. They're all CG anyway.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but they're sitting around a campfire, and they're basically, you give the fans a cathartic moment where maybe even Luke is like, oh, Mace, Yoda told me about how well Palpatine was hiding right about here. Points under his nose. And then maybe Mace Windu kind of gets grumpy, and he's like, man, you know I'm still sensitive. How you going to bring that up? And he's like, oh, you don't think I'm still dealing with my mistakes, huh? And then maybe Yoda chimes in and he's like, oh, much to learn from the past we have. From hiding, Luke learned from me. He did.
All is as they should be.
But you get it. It would be like a cathartic moment for the fans to like kind of accept everything that's happened in the franchise.
Do you even introduce new characters?
Yes, you do.
What about
Rey has her first Padawan is helping her run the school.
No, I'm talking about as a Force Ghost. Like you put Ahsoka in there, and
oh yeah, you would see maybe they don't all get lines, but you would see a bunch of Force Ghosts, and like you don't explain it in this scene, but maybe later you explain that like, oh, the Force Ghosts they can kind of exist as a Force Ghost when they're not. They kind of disappear into the Force whenever they're not Force Ghosts.
I would say.
But the thing is, Rey is so powerful. The Force Ghosts can't just connect with Force Ghosts in the real plane. She can like go into the Force, like into the Force plane and commune with the Jedi there, where they kind of live. It's kind of like a middle ground.
It's cool, but
you give the fans this cathartic moment where you hear Star Wars characters in their own voice kind of coming to terms with everything that's happened, like with their stories and their characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they.
And then it also is a setup for Rey's arc in the movie, which is going to be like going from pride and arrogance to humility. Because like at the end of it, at the end of that conversation, she's like, "Oh yeah, I would never fuck up as big as you guys have."
And then she fucks up as big as they did.
And then she makes some big mistake that causes big problems that she has to fix. You know what I mean? Because we make her, she is like super powered now. She's like the Avatar, full Avatar state. This is like, basically Legend of Korra type of a deal, where like she already is the Avatar. She's super powerful. In the first act, you're like, oh my god, she's so powerful. She could do anything. But then that's when you see that like, oh, well, just because you can do anything doesn't mean that you can be arrogant. And that's kind of the lessons that she learns in the movie. You know what I mean? You feel me? You're thinking.
I'm thinking about there's cool moments.
Dude, I'm thinking
I just don't want anything more from these characters in a mainline role at all. I think you introduce new characters. And maybe Rey can still do all that stuff.
You do introduce new characters. You set up what the next trilogy is going to be about. You know, you have the seeds for that also. But you do have new. She has a young Padawan that was her first Padawan. That's there on the planet that she's on with the new Jedi Temple. and she has a small group of Jedi, and she's slowly rebuilding the kind of a new Jedi Order.
I think Rey is best suited as an Obi-Wan type character now. And I think 3 years, man. I say like in 10.
First of all, she's too young. I feel like she's too young to kind of be in that role.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't
to be an Obi-Wan type role. But I think she could be the lead. Make where you kind of get to see, and the fans would eat this up. It's kind of what they imagine Luke did after Episode 6, where it's like building a school and like what happens to the galaxy and like how do they reintegrate into the galaxy. And like I want to see more of we slowly introduce politics back into the franchise, but it doesn't get really political to the third one, but you start to bring in those seeds of that. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would just redo soft reboot of Star Wars.
This would be a soft reboot. This would be a soft reboot.
I'm talking like a prequel, Knights of the Old Republic. Bring back the mysticism, bring back the fantasy, leave things unanswered, don't explain everything, and just basically make a fucking night movie with a sci-fi backdrop. Basically, that's what I would do. I would no hard connections to any existing lore. And go wild.
Oh, that is kind of what they're planning. The High Republic.
Yeah, that's the right direction to go in, I think, right now.
I wonder if they're going to lean more fantasy, where it's like, oh, there are these planets, and they all have their own knights, and the Jedi Knights wear the color guard of their planet, and who the king that they serve. And it's kind of like more like Dune, where there's like fiefdoms.
Yes.
And the knights, and maybe there's a knight who like feels like, oh, his king is like he's not really justified in going to war, and.
See, I feel like Star Wars became like 70-30 sci-fi, like 70% sci-fi and like 30% fantasy. And it really should be more like 60-40. 60% fantasy, 40% sci-fi. A bit of sci-fi element.
Well, the original trilogy is almost half and half, where it's like half this spiritual fantasy, I guess, element, but then the other half is like this war drama where it's like we're in World War II and we're resisting the Empire and that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think it should be. I think
you could lean into the fantasy and just be like, okay, we're not really explaining like the Jedi
I would
and
have
stuff.
ships and stuff, but I wouldn't have them be like, we need a new power source. I would just make it like
more like Dune, where it's like the Jedi are kind of like those the wizards of in Dune, where like the Jedi get assigned to like a planet or a king, you know what I mean? A kind of a ruler, and they're kind of supposed to work for them, but they also have their own Jedi ideals, and maybe that you have the character that comes into conflict. Those two things come into conflict.
I want to make them like kind of like Tibetan monks. I mean, they already are, but just very regimented and a little too bombastic in their religion. You can kind of see where the cracks start to form, maybe. I don't know, man. I think with what they already have going on, it's just if they do a sequel, it's got to be like 200-300 years away from the last movie. It's gotta just be. But
they've got to pick up the mainline story again, right? And make like 9, 10, or 10, 11, 12, or no? Or do you just wait like 10, 20 years and just be like, oh, this actually takes place 50 years after Rey, and all those other characters are gone?
Maybe.
All the sequel characters are gone, and now we're following these new characters.
I would even make it a little harder of a reboot. I probably would just make it.
You could, what you could do is set it it's like years in the aftermath of Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order.
Yeah, I would make it like 100 years.
Right. And all those original characters are gone, and all these there's like some sort of new status quo in the galaxy.
Well, I would maybe bring back Rey, but she'd be a little bit older. Well, in canon, she'd be like hundreds of years older, but I feel like that would be fine. I would just be like, yeah, she got so in tune with the Force, she ages like Yoda now, where she's like almost like 300, but she looks like 40.
Now that would be really cool.
See, that would be sick, and then she could be.
But then you have to explain what she's doing. Is she in hiding?
No, you don't. She's continuing the temple.
She is. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
She's got like what you said. Yeah,
oh,
right.
She's in the background though. She's just in the background of the story. She doesn't help out.
No, she does help out. No, for sure. I think it should follow a new pupil. A new pupil maybe, and she meets.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but you want her to be like fucking 27. I want her to be like 45.
Yeah.
I want her to be like a Ben Kenobi type.
Well,
character.
in the third movie, in the third movie of my trilogy, Rey sacrifices herself for her Padawans.
See, I would do that in the first movie. I want her to like get killed.
Oh,
like
damn,
Obi-Wan.
that would be dark. Oh, but then she comes back?
Yeah, as a Force ghost, and she's like trying to guide them back.
What if she comes back for real?
No, that'd be stupid.
What if she comes back in the third one?
Oh, like Gandalf the Grey type?
Yes, I feel like that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
That would be pretty sick. Yeah, she comes back to fight Sauron.
I don't know how you'd explain it, but yeah, there's some sort of giant evil.
Dude, you know what I would do? This is going to be a hot take, man. I would make the mentor betray the hero.
Oh, that's pretty dark,
and
dude.
They have to fight. I'm basically just ripping off Metal Gear Solid 3. It turns out she was right the whole time, and this needed to happen for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, the hero kills the mentor at the end of it.
Okay, see, I know how you could do that. You have like a Force-sensitive character that's like pretty innocent, and you see like a you don't know it at the time, but it's actually a Sith master. Start training that person, but the Padawan's kind of innocent, and they don't know that they're teaching them the dark ways. You know what I mean?
Or maybe she's good for like a good portion of it, or maybe you don't even show it. Maybe the new Jedi is already like on their first mission, maybe perhaps. And then they get contact with their old mentor, and they kind of guide them on how to do this mission. But at the end of that mission, she betrays him and allegiates himself with the Sith, the new Sith team. I'm talking 4 Sith. The rule of 2 fucking be gone.
Rule of 2. You have 2 of 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I was thinking just because there's the rule of 2 doesn't mean that like some Sith Padawans can't group up together to do a mission or something, you know.
And then in this film, this Jedi pupil has to eliminate their former master, and also eliminate this team of Sith. And they all have like special Sith powers, but she's more powerful than all of them put together.
I do want to introduce more Sith powers, or like more Force powers like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking one is like a
tracker.
A tracker.
Mm-hmm.
I want them all to look like completely wildly different. Like one of them almost looks like a monster.
Yeah, have the Sith be aliens, like Revenge of the Sith.
I want one to like animate dead corpses. Or like fallen Republic commandos. That
would be sick, yeah. Like raise a little army.
Yeah, like a little Seth necromancy. I don't even want all of them to use a lightsaber. I want one to be like a gunner, like a gunslinger.
That would be cool. Maybe he does have one though.
Yeah, for sure, but he doesn't.
But he doesn't favor it.
No. He has like a blaster that he uses. He's like a old Western outlaw, basically. That he uses his lightsaber sometimes in combat, like combos, but not. Mm-hmm. That's not like his primary mode of.
Maybe sometimes he uses defense.
Yeah.
Like as a shield, but it's mostly that would be sick.
Maybe you can manipulate the bolts to to destroy like a force defense or something.
Manipulate the bolts.
Yeah, his bullets. He can make them
Oh,
bounce
like
around.
curve them.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah,
That would be fucking tight, dude.
they've already established that you can do that in Force Awakens. So
Exactly. It's not too far fetched.
yeah,
So yeah, I think basically make Metal Gear Solid 1 Star Wars, and I think it's awesome.
yeah, where it's like, are you talking about the villains or the?
The villains.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not so much the story beats, but the villains. I think you make like a renegade team of Sith lords.
Maybe you could make them kind of small time, where like it's like they hire the Sith for political assassination.
Yes.
And the Jedi are like trying to.
Maybe it's
maybe
they're like that. Maybe they're like former Jedi. Some of them are former Jedi. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man. Disney, if you're listening.
Because that's ultimately where the Sith would come from.
The new
the new Jedi would have defectors.
Yes.
And eventually form a new Sith. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the first film, the main character disavows the Jedi way and becomes a Grey, and starts like his own like he's just like on his own journey basically by himself. It's like almost like a samurai movie or like a western almost, where they're kind of like not really evil but not really pious or all that good maybe.
Right, kind of just a wandering Jedi.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Maybe even like an Ahsoka type almost.
Yeah, that's kind of what they turned her into. That's really cool. Well, it kind of fits with the white lightsabers too. Kind of fits into that theme where it's like she's kind of not a Jedi per se, or doesn't identify as one.
But she's certainly not evil or a Sith Lord.
Right, right.
She's just kind of like an atheist.
Those white sabers.
Agnostic.
That's what. Yeah, those white sabers look pretty sick.
They do. So Disney, if you ever want to just stop making bad Star Wars movies, we won't play ball. We won't do what you tell us, but that might be what you need. You know what I mean? Because we got this, the new trilogy.
They don't want it, dude. It's too good.
What are we looking at, dude?
Oh yeah, okay. We're at an hour and a half. So
You have anything you want to just something that's just itching your mind, dude, that you want to talk about? Current events, anything like that? Anything crazy happened lately?
Gas prices kind of went down a little bit. That's good.
Good job, Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them out when they're.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, bro. Keep doing that.
President
Now,
Brandon.
If we can get it under $4, though, that'd be pretty sick.
Remember when Trump was president? It was under $2.
That was cool.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I guess we will get the Republicans will probably take the presidency next time, huh?
Yeah.
But what is it going to be?
What do you mean?
Trump or DeSantis?
Trump.
I think DeSantis loses to Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
Yeah, if he's smart, he won't run. He'll run in 2028. DeSantis.
You think we'll see any impeachment?
Yeah. Yeah, the Democrats will try something. I mean, if it doesn't work after this, I mean, I don't know what they're going to, like, who's going to believe them? Like, I feel like
They've lost all credibility.
they've probably lost a lot of credibility already. I don't know how much left they have to lose.
They have the abortion issue. They have the trans issue, but that's not really...
They're not doing anything. They can't do anything.
Yeah, but that's going to be their platform.
They can't even really... They haven't... If they had something on Trump, they would have already done something. You know what I mean? It's all just publicity now. It's all just trying to get...
I don't know,
negative.
dude. I think Trump was coordinated. I think he beat the shit out of that Secret Service agent. I think he...
Yeah, he grabbed the wheel.
I think he threw the
His
ketchup.
backseat driving.
I think he got pissed on by some Russian...
Prostitutes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess the Democrats are just going to let him walk right back into the White House.
You think he's going to... You think he... man. When is Nancy Pelosi going to retire? Never, right?
Oh, she kind got in hot water again
for the
for
$5 million.
some sort of investment in like GPUs right after, right before she passed some bill that was gonna help like chip manufacturers or something. She invested in it. So yeah, there's just open like insider trading in Congress. It's just legal, and there's no incentive for Congress to outlaw it because they are all making money off of it. So it's kind of a weird situation that the founders never thought would come up. But
You think Trump will do anything about it?
no, I don't think he cares about that stuff.
I would. Would you?
I would definitely try. That's a big fucking situation. How can you possibly vote on bills and laws in an unbiased fashion when you have
so much incentive not to do
so much skin in the game? You know, or you're down to make money if it goes a certain way. So that's just fucking just open outright corruption right there.
I think we should start throwing some people in prison.
Well, it's got to be illegal first.
Isn't insider trading already?
Insider trading is, but that's not legally classified. What Congress is doing, they're not. It's not illegal for them to make trades based on their knowledge that lobbyists are telling them, and it's active. You know, there's active communication between the companies and Congress about, you know, what do the companies want, what does Congress want to happen, you know, campaign money being flown, you know, being transferred. So, yeah, it's just kind of open air corruption.
What if you pass the Open Air Corruption Act?
The anti-open air corruption, yeah. Or we probably make it more direct, like the congressional insider trading law ban.
See how fucking fast they're too. I would raise their salary a bit. Actually, I would probably diminish. I would probably slash them.
They're public servants. I mean, they have health care. They're making way more than the average person. I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't even want them to be there to begin with. I don't even.
What are they even doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, privatize the EPA.
Going to eat dinner, drinking coffee, looking at fucking smut on the internet.
Going to the French Laundry, hooking up at the annual communal orgy.
Would you gut a lot of the government out if you were
I would try. I don't even know if you could.
Could you get rid of some government-funded organizations?
I would just try to expose as much as I could. You know what I mean? And hopefully the people would be on board for reform after that. You know what I mean?
Would you get rid of the TSA?
Yeah.
Would you get rid of the CIA?
No, I love the CIA. They're a great apolitical organization.
With no agenda of
I fully support the CIA and all their efforts. I'm saying into my phone right now.
Would you ban the FDA?
No, they need to inspect food and stuff. You don't think so?
Sure. I mean, they're not doing a great job of it now.
Yeah. So, I mean, the best thing would be to no one person should have all that power.
I just think that if companies want to maintain their stake in the marketplace, they would do that on their own. Right?
Yeah, or fail. But people don't want that. They want stable oil prices. They want stable shelf products in the grocery store every week. A new batch. And in order to do that, you've got to have a lot of control.
What about the rise of private organizations that test food and then they release information to the public like, hey, this has a chemical that can kill you, so you probably don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
We went to Nabasco for comment, and they didn't reach out to us, so there you go. Do with what you will with that information.
Yeah, that would be sick.
It's possible.
Maybe so. Yeah, one day people will figure that out.
Yeah. I remember I had a conversation with my brother, and we were talking about the police. I was like, man, I think if everybody had more guns, it'd be cool. He's like, people will just kill each other with it. I'm like, they do now. They already do.
Yeah, self-defense.
Isn't it crazy that the ultimate, like, quote-unquote, deflection of any sort of more decentralized institution is just basically stating the current status quo? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if we get rid of X, won't this bad thing happen?
That already happens.
Yeah.
Or like, if we got rid of taxes, what about our roads? I'm like, they already suck.
Yeah.
They don't. It's like a forever war. It's a forever project.
It's perennial. You just have to constantly be always doing it.
It's like they don't succeed ever. There's no end in sight. That was never the point. Like in California, when they try to curb fucking homelessness, but they just create more of it. They build all these empty houses for no reason. We all know why.
That's the irony of being nice to the homeless. You end up with a whole lot more people.
No, because you try to solve a problem that you don't want to fix.
Why don't they let the homeless into those houses?
That's a good question. They'll probably just end up homeless anyway. How are they going to pay for it? They don't have jobs.
Yeah, they can't. Look, we just need to get to the techno-utopia where we've got AI.
There is no utopia.
It's the only feasible one where we've got Tesla bots running the factories
Then you run the risk of spiritual decay.
that are of our lab-grown meat.
Dude, look, the Unabomber had one thing right.
What?
The proliferation of industrialization has destroyed the human spirit. It has. Tell me I'm wrong.
But that's why we need a new spiritualism to go along with our new lifestyle.
So we just pick apples
new
for
religion.
the sake of picking them?
No.
That would be pretty. No, that's the way to go.
There would be, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, just accepting like your experience and stuff. We've all got to become Buddhist meditators.
Yes.
But that's the only way that we'll survive not going crazy whenever like there is no jobs to be done and you literally just have to learn how to enjoy being alive.
You know what you see the rise of? Good art, good movies, good video games.
Exactly. Like
because people will create just to create at this point.
Exactly. Well, I think there'll still be status and fame for a while. Where like, people will idolize like the best game creator and stuff. You know what I mean?
But I think you promote more worship of like thinkers, philosophers. I think that comes back in a big way.
Yeah. Like, people will get more interested in philosophy because they'll want to like examine the nature of their existence more because they have like, they don't have like the pressures of like trying to exist in the world. You will have to learn how to thrive instead of just learning how to survive.
Oh man, I would just pour my soul into cinema.
That would be the utopia.
I would become an animator.
Yeah, and just yeah. And then can you think of the technology that we'll have to be able to make like movies
in Unreal?
Like how easy will it be to make movies and games in another 20 years?
I was looking at the leaked Halo Infinite Forge model.
Mm-hmm.
You can like swap textures of walls and shit.
Oh.
So I can only imagine like in a 3D rendering software, like a Blender or like Unreal, it'll just be so simple. The textures will look so fucking realistic, and you could just swap. Do you want a desert background? Do you want like a stone background, steel, a custom one that you made? Oh man, it's gonna be fucking lit. We would have some crazy creations, dude. some crazy new worlds that we can explore. Oh my
Oh,
god.
but we would need people thinking about how to stave off destruction.
A Peace Corps?
No, like I just mean like volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, comets,
You'll get access to more resources.
solar flares.
Like how it is now.
What will?
The people who do all that stuff. Public servants, if you will.
Yeah, we would still need people thinking about that.
We'll just give them more money.
But yeah, they'll have all the resources they need. Like I'm talking, we need to have like automated energy facilities, nuclear plants that run on their own, where we all basically have unlimited energy. And then like Tesla bots running the farms and lab-grown meat centers.
Self-cleaning houses?
Well, yeah, you'd also have a Tesla bot at home that was basically like your servant.
Like iRobot?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That would do all the cooking and cleaning for you.
What about
All your chores.
What would you do? Would you be like a caveman? Want to go running in the wilderness with your dick out?
Oh, no, I would 100% make movies.
That's all you did?
I would just read like every screenwriting book there ever was, become the best screenwriter that I could possibly be, and then write screenplays and then make them in like some sort of 3D software or something.
Easy.
Mm-hmm. And it'll just be like a global streaming service that you can post it to, like a worldwide YouTube.
Well, that's the formula for Utopia, everybody. We just solved all of life's problems, and we just listen to us, and you'll be the ultimate.
Look, if everybody on the
futurist.
planet just was like, let's build nuclear power plants, let's build fully automated farming systems, let's perfect lab-grown meats, and we just had like all our brain power in the entire globe working on those things. I mean, how fast could we get there?
Will we face a population crisis, like for real, at that point?
Well, yes, but I mean, this is how we reverse that, you know? We make it, like, so easy to have kids where, like, people want to have, where, like, life is so good that, like, you want to bring more people to be able to experience.
And then we eventually terraform Mars and have a second planet?
Yes, and it's like
Well,
life...
We won't have a choice at some point.
Yeah, if our population is exploding, yeah. We'll need people working on that. But it'll be like, oh, man, life on Earth is so good and the planet's filling up. We need to go to Mars and create even more life, you know, because we've been able to create, like, such a good experience for human beings and living creatures on this planet.
That's how we do it, dude.
I think it could happen in our lifetimes, like in like 50, 75 years.
I hope not. I want to die before then. Just kidding. Let's write the show, dude. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's get the show on the road. All right, that's it, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Maybe.
Bye. Brr, brr, brr.